Hi guys, this is Ruth with A Birth Abroad, and a little bit over 2 months ago, I had this great plan, as I usually do, to start doing kind of short little clips every couple days. And then coronavirus broke out. So, as the rest of the world is now experiencing, that kind of threw my life upside down. And it took a long time to just kind of figure out what we were doing and what life looked like in that way. Of course, like many people that live overseas from their home countries, we had to make the decision of whether to repatriate or whether to stay where we are. We chose to be in China. And I struggled with continuing these videos because I felt like I couldn't not address the coronavirus, but I also didn't really have anything really wise or wonderful to say either. You know what I mean? So, anyways, that's kind of where I've been and why I've been on hiatus. As I've been thinking about it more and what I did want to say, the thing that keeps coming back to me is that even though we're in this worldwide pandemic and people are on lockdown all over the world and just crisis on all sorts of different levels, life is still life and life still goes on. And in some ways, that's really great, right? Like our kids still make us laugh and smile. And yeah, I mean, we still have to eat and drink and get dressed and do all these things every day. But in other ways, that can be really hard too. So we actually, weirdly, even though we have been on lockdown for several months now, or 2 months anyways, have had a strange number of illnesses come up. And the big one for me was mastitis. I've had mastitis 4 times in about as many weeks. And this is not anything I've ever struggled with in my previous pregnancies. But the first time that I got it, during the quarantine, I had a super high fever, and I felt terrible, and I was terrified to leave my house because, I was afraid that I would be caught with a fever and be put in a fever hospital and then be exposed to all sorts of things and separated from my infant who doesn't take a bottle and all these things. And so I chose to treat it at home, and I think that's a little bit, or a big part of why it kept coming back, is because I didn't get it treated correctly in the first place. And I still stand by that decision for myself and for my own situation. I think that we made the best choice, but it has definitely been a struggle. So I treated it at home with drinking and rest and nursing constantly and massage and all these different things. And my fever did break after about 48 hours, maybe a little bit less, which is definitely past the recommended time to leave it untreated professionally. Anyways, all that to say, about a week and a half later it came back, and then a week after that again, and I eventually did have to go on antibiotics. And these are just the hard decisions that we have to make when our lives are in crisis. And there aren't usually right or wrong decisions, right? And so we can't judge people for making decisions that they might make. And we have to use whatever wisdom we can to make the best decisions for our own situations. So I hope that you're doing well wherever you are around the world. If you are pregnant right now, I really feel for you. I think that this is a really hard time. Numerous studies show that thankfully this is not that dangerous for children, for infants. If you are looking for resources on that, I strongly recommend Evidence-Based Birth is a great one. Mama Dr. Jones has done a couple posts on pregnancy and coronavirus, and the evidence out there is all really positive regarding pregnancy, but like I said, it's just hard. Making decisions about which appointments to go to and where to give birth and all these things are just extra hard. So If you are having to make these decisions, my thoughts, my prayers are for you. Feel free to reach out and ask questions. Let me know how you are dealing with this in wherever you are in the world. So thank you for watching today. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment below.